Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Transport Fever 2. Coming at you with more of our Dedication Island series. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. As always, if you are enjoying, please do not hesitate to hit that like button. It means a lot to me, of course, and leave some comments down below if you have any questions about what's going on in the series, anything you'd like to see in the future. Today, we are going to address the elephant in the room. That is the machines. We have not begun the construction of the machines yet. I've been kind of avoiding it like the Black Plague because I was never really sure how we were going to get around figuring out how to make it happen. I always had an idea, but I wasn't sure exactly what I'd be able to do to make it actually happen. So, I've got a bit of a plan. We're going to talk about that, how we're going to get to a point where we're making machines, some of the stuff we need to do to get there. We're going to begin working on that today. But before we do that, I wanted to address one little thing about the last two episodes in order to make sure that we've basically gotten to the point where we're doing all of the goods. As you can see, I have done some adjustments in the Rangerton. There is now not one, not two, not three, but four goods factories. And I also made a pretty significant change. It took me forever. I didn't do it on... I was thinking about doing it for a YouTube video, but it takes so long to configure stations that it would have been just you guys sitting here waiting for the button to click and click the button again and again. It was like 45-50 minutes of me just hitting the reconfigure buttons to get this actually done. So it would have been a pretty brutal episode. But what I have managed to do is add two more terminals here and another terminal up here. As you can see, I've also added the rails coming in here. So this is the goods being shipped off to Druidville. And it now has its own fluid line that doesn't connect to anything else. And I just added it in just actually right here. You can actually see where I've got it actually added in here, and then we've added some more stuff on there. So I think it looks kind of cool, actually. And I think we just heard the sound of an upgrade. Nice. Alright, so the next thing we did is I added two more on this side. And now what there basically is there's 1, 2, 3, 4 major terminals that can feed the 4 cities that we go to. So we have Joshland here, where the goods and fuel are. We have Sheplin's goods and fuel here. We have all the stuff going to the harbor in Sheplin that gets shipped across to Dediopolis, sorry. And then this is all the stuff that goes in and out of Curryburg. So they're going to get fed the fuel, but they're also getting fed iron to make steel, and they're also bringing steel back. So this is a pretty busy area here. And then, of course, we do have our one line going in the other direction, which is bringing the plastics in. So that's being fed into there as well. So the reason I had to do this is because it was getting incredibly clogged up in here. There just wasn't anywhere near enough space to take all the trains that had to come in and out of here. Between the fuel coming in and being shipped through and having to be taken out, and then the goods, of course, being taken out, and then, of course, the plastics and the steel coming in, it was just way too much. I just, when I made that thing, I made it 3 wide, and I'm like, that should be good, and I was wrong. It wasn't anywhere close to being good. We had to have a bunch more, but I actually like the way it turned out. It looks pretty good, and it's functional. It's making it's getting the job done. We have the some crossovers here in order to facilitate, because of course this inside line here is the Joshland. Right here is the Joshland line, but this is his terminal, so you have to cross over onto that. And then this middle one is the one that goes to Shepland and Shepland Harbor, and that's so then he has to come over here to get into Shepland, and then this was the main one there. So there's lots of different maneuvering that has to happen, but it actually looks good. It's smooth, it makes sense, it runs properly, and I like it. So what we have to do is we have to actually ship out some of the goods that we are making. The whole point of this was to not only make sure that all 4 cities requiring goods was getting them, but to make sure they're getting the full quantity. And the last one that needed it was Dediopolis. So what we're going to do is I have a couple of trains I've already bought, actually. And I'm going to go ahead and stick those on a line I made for that. So it's going to be, let's see, goods to Shepland Harbor right here. Just like that. I got one there, and I've got another one here that I did. Just in preparation for you fine folks. So now there's a couple of them there. That line will get up and running. We got one going down this way and one going down that way. So they should be pretty much at the opposite ends of the road, of the track, whatever you want to call it. The other thing I've done is I've made a couple lines out here. We need to buy boats for them though. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase some vehicles. By the way, I don't know if we'll get it done this episode, but we've got this new speedster boat. It's the HCSRN6, whatever the heck that means. But that thing can bomb at 93 kilometers an hour. And it only holds 20 capacity as versus 150, but I kind of want to get those things up and running. I was thinking about actually doing it right here because it's such a short shot right across here. I was thinking about setting them up in there, so maybe we'll get that going. If not this episode, then next episode, I think for sure. So anyway, we don't need to worry about that, though. Right now, we need to worry about the cargo. And we're going to be bringing it back and forth through here. And of course, we got these. It's not a very big shot, but we're going to buy a couple of them and put them on the line delivering goods to Dedi Haba. And then we also need, I set up a line delivering it into the city from here. So I just need to buy the vehicles. And that's going to be goods. And I'm going to go ahead and buy like, we'll start with 4. See how that does us. Just like that. The delivery. Now what I want to do is we got the 2 ships coming out of here. And by the way, I turned up the speed at which time goes by to a full regular. I'm not going to keep it like that necessarily forever, but I kind of want to get a little bit further into the game as far as getting some better ships and some better. Is this guy turning around or no? What is he doing? I want you guys going in opposite directions. There we go. Yeah, I want you guys in opposite locations here. There we go. So yes, as I was saying, I'd like to be able to get, better planes, better trains especially, and some of that stuff. So we've kind of been poking along through the ages here, and I'd like to maybe get into the 80s, and we'll start to see some more challenge in the traffic and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. So all that's up and running. Goods should start getting to Dediopolis oh so soon. And really, all there is left to do now is start talking about the things we said we were going to talk about. And that is making what my boy I was going to say Dogiopolis. He's going to watch this and he's going to laugh. Moon Doggy, he likes to call them settings, but they're of course in the game called machines. And we're going to make the machines and get them delivered. So earlier in the series we talked about how we'd probably start doing the wood, making the wood in here, and that was perfectly fine plan. But now I feel like we need to make the steel over here as well because of a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't know if I really want to cram 4 more of these guys up along here. I mean, I easily could, like there is room, but I don't know. The problem is getting stuff there is, I guess, the other major problem. Because what happens is it starts to look kind of, I don't know, crammed together, and getting all the coal and the iron brought in, it's just getting so clustered. I mean, you can see how many boats we have running up and down here. Could you imagine if that was doubled? It'd be pretty nuts. And we have, of course, all the iron being brought to the harbor, put over to trains, brought down the trains, put on trucks, brought over here. Like, it's pretty convoluted and crazy. And as you guys can probably notice, we've pretty much used all of the sources of iron and coal on the map. with the exception of maybe one or two. I don't know where those would be. It's possible we've missed one, but I don't know where they'd be. I'm not sure. Maybe this one, I guess. We haven't used this one, I think. Yeah. And I think this coal here as well we haven't used. But other than that, I don't know where else they would be. I don't know. I'm looking around here. But anyway, at the very least, that wouldn't make any difference because we need like 8 more. We need 8 more of each in order to be able to make the steel required to make all the settings. The settings. He's good. Machines. So what I'm going to do is I had an idea. Instead of trying to like say double up all the ones we're currently using and then doubling the capacity of all those lines and going through all that motions, I decided it would kind of be cool if maybe we made a project to make a couple of mountains that were like coal and iron mountains, if you will. So I decided what we might do is, in here, for instance, we could basically make all the coal. We could just make this big mountain here, just a mountain of coal. And we would put in a bunch of coal mines and stuff, and we could run them out. And we could figure out where to make the steel, perhaps somewhere in here or over here. Maybe we make a perhaps we do it over here. I'm not sure. And we make the steel, and then of course the actual machines will be made in here. And so the wood, which perhaps is made along there, will be brought up and brought in there, and then we can make the steel wherever we make that and bring it in, and we'll figure out some sort of a train yard that would lead into the system here like that. And that would be just about it. We would make them, and then we'd, of course, send them back out, which means some, of course, need to get to Dostopia, and then we need to get them across the bay. I think they need them up here, maybe in Brompton, yes, and Beerland, so they need them up here somehow. We'd have to sort that out. And Rangerton needs them as well, which means, potentially, another set of trains on this track here. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Or maybe, actually, you know what we could do is we could put them on this track. That actually would probably work even better, right? Because we just have to hopefully have the capacity, and we would just send them up here into Rangerton, and then of course use this again, which is already so stuffed with trains. But that could be it. That could be the way we do it. So let's start taking a look at what we're gonna do. Definitely, this is one of the mountains we want to use. I was thinking coal because we have some coal in the area anyway. And my first thought was maybe we do like the iron up here and get a little bit of action up in this area. It's not particularly big, so we might want to, like, I don't know, make it a little bit taller and start doing some landscaping. We could do a little bit on both sides and make this kind of the iron area. Or the other option was this one here, which is actually even closer by. And we could make this into the iron area, which I guess might kind of make sense because you have some iron here. We could just stick iron mines all up and through here and connect them with roads and then bring them down to a harbor. For instance, we could make probably a harbor in here and ship that over to the steel industry. That'd be pretty cool. Part of me kind of likes this idea better just because it's a little bit out of the way and it's an area that's not really used that much. Whereas over here, we've already got so much going on, and I plan on building eventually a big airport in here that's used by both cities, and that's going to be a lot more going on there. And I was thinking long term I would do some sort of a coastal highway that connects these two cities as well. So there's a lot already going on in here, and even though the mountain is nice and big and already done up for us, and that, I think I want to use the one over here. And what I'm going to do actually right now is we're going to start to do some landscaping. And by landscaping, I mean moving lots of land. So I'm going to go ahead and just start to build some sections here. I'm just kind of doing this by the seat of my pants here, folks. So I really don't know 100% sure how I'm going to make this look. I'm just trying to make some ridge lines and certainly grow lots of much taller land in around here. This is, of course, costing me a lot of money, but we're not worried too much about that. And the hope will be that we can use this land to make some really cool looking mines of, I guess, of iron, I guess, right? So once we've got a sufficient amount of height and whatnot, and doesn't want to grow. Come on. It's so weird. Doesn't want to. There we go. Now the big thing is we're gonna need like 8 of each, right? So we're gonna need 8 iron mines in this area in order to make it work the way we really want to. Whew! Some big fat planes. Look at them bad boys. BR says British. Is that British? Maybe British Aerospace. I don't know. Oh, look at that one there. Alright, I think we're probably getting pretty close. We need a little bit of height in here, but I think we're probably pretty close. We'll see where this gets us. So I'm going to just use the smooth tool now to just some of the stuff that just doesn't look natural at all. Just try and now, once we put stuff in, we'll get some of the really cool looking stuff going. I'm just trying to get an overall idea. It's a little bit laggy trying to do all this. The map's getting pretty big, of course. There's lots going on. Just try and level that out a bit there. Level that along there. So, my thought was what we would do is we would set up a road system that, like, so this road would have an off ramp and it would go like this, and we would wrap it all the way around, bridge over top of that, wrap it around here, and then come back in this way. And so basically that would all we would need, right? And then we would just have all the mines lead roads down onto that one-way system and bring it out. So that's kind of the thought on roads. And before I get to that, I want to take a quick look at just size-wise what we're going to be able to do. Like, oh, look, they're really big. Wait, am I got the right one? Yeah, I do. Like, I don't know. There's no way I get 8 of them in here. Holy cow. Like, maybe I get 2 on each side. I was really underestimating the size of these things. Holy niftin. Holy camole. All right. Yeah, maybe I get, oof, 2 here. Kind of bury it in the, kind of want it to be down. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of how. Maybe that's a little bit crazy deep. Let's just put one down and see what happens. Okay, it looks pretty cool. I'm gonna take this road off for now. So that's one. If we were to bury another one on this side somewhere, maybe that's not bad. And we get a 2 on that side, and that's going to be kind of, I guess, all we'll be able to really fit in here for now. So perhaps maybe we spin it around. You know what? I'm gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. I'm gonna move it a little bit further out this way. In fact, I'm gonna put the one down here first because I want to. You know what? Change all that. Change all that. I have an even better idea. Let's. Oops, wrong one. Let's build the road first. let's build the road first, which means flattening out some space. Like this, and then I'm going to wrap it way up here like this. And then we would come over like that. Let's see, maybe something like this. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like this is going to be one project for just today, and then we'll have to figure out something to do later. I don't think we're going to get much else done other than this at this point. But it should be a fun little project. Hopefully it'll turn out good. See how things go. I have a bit of a vision for what I want to do, and we'll see how it works. So kind of goes up there, comes across, and down in here. I don't mind that. The way it looks right now. The question becomes, do we have enough room there? Just barely, hey? Like just barely. There, and then if we were to do there and there. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be tough. This is gonna be tough. Alright, how's that look? Not too shabby. And then I'm going to get rid of this so that it's not in the way. And then we'll grab another one here. And then we're going to go... I think I want this one to be... I don't know, higher up maybe? Or... I don't know if I want them higher. It's kind of weird. I'm going to have this one be higher up than that one, I think. And I'm going to spin it around like this because I want it to be far enough, like enough space between them so I know that there's room for a road in between them like this. And just kind of move it up like that. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to start to do some more landscaping here. Something like that. And just to give it a little bit more height. And then what we'll do is I'm just going to smooth it out. It's kind of killing it. I got too high of a brush strength. What I'll have to get in with the paint tool probably as well to get this. Let's try some roads. Maybe these. Come on. You know what? I got an idea. Let's do the flattening, the flat tool, so we can get this an area around it that's kind of the same height, like this. Bring it all the way. Whoops! Bring it all the way around the back like this. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to fit the road in here or not. For now. And then get this road around here. I don't like anything about how that looks. Wrong button there. Maybe that's a little bit better. I think we can live with that. Try that again. I like this height here. Let me try if I can see if I can't get that leveled off a bit better. Level there. I'm gonna go strength, size. Get that down there like that. Something like that. And then I'm going to do the rest, same thing around this corner here. And now we'll try the road again. Let's try to come to the edge here. And try to go like this. Like that. There we go. Well, that's one anyway. Is there anything I can do with landscaping in here along these edges? I don't think so. I can maybe do some painting, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Okay. And I'm going to wish I had room for a road there, aren't I? Alright, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to flatten out here to a point. I'm going to start a road here. As close as I can without touching. Like that. And we're going to make it flat around there like that. And I'll bring it down to, where's the corner? Right about there. Let me go a little bit further than I guess. Then we'll do the corner. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it that differently. It's just that I'll do it like this, and then we'll go here. We'll flatten this out in here. And then I'll put the road down, starting it there. Nice and flat, like that. And I'll extend this one out just a little bit more. There we go. For now, anyway. What? Did I just screw that up? I think I just screwed that up. Yes, I did. There we go. Like that. And then this goes like this. There we go. And then basically these roads come down into here. What I would like to do then is have the roads meet at a station here. Yeah, okay, let's see. Let's go like this. And I'm going to level this off. Out here. Not really sure how I'm going to get that road up through there. Maybe something like that, and like this. And then and like that. There we go. Not too shabby at all. And then the road, the ramp will come like this around. And what we'll need to do is something that connects. Hopefully this connects close enough. I'm gonna have to put it here, and I think that'll be good enough that it both will connect. Let's see. Let's get this flattened. Brush size. Give ourselves some space out here. And then we'll go with a truck stop. Like this. And I'm thinking I could stick it something like this. Is that kind of parallel to those? Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go like this. Like that. And I'm going to configure him to have cargo, street access at the back. And my idea is, I could have it be a harbor instead, you know? Like, instead of having it go road, I could have it come to a harbor. I don't know where I'd put the harbor. I guess down here somewhere. And then we boat it over. Kind of like the idea of the trucks going, though. Kind of like the idea of how this is going to look. Or maybe the trucks. I don't know. I'm gonna do it the way I originally had planned, and we'll see what happens. So let me double check that we've got a nice smooth area. This is gonna wrap up in here like this. And we're gonna grab the roads, the highways, and maybe I think we're gonna go ahead with these. Something like that. And then turn it like that. Go like that. Grass up. What year is it? 1980. All right, let's slow down the progression a little bit. And let's see. Let's go like this. And then I have to go up. And then the idea would be that we do something like this. Like that. And then do something like that. Don't like the way that looks. Maybe just have it go straight on in. There we go. It's not bad. Maybe something like that. There we go. And then we could just do a little bit of smoothing on that. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's looking okay. I don't mind it. The Villalba making the roads look good as well, I suppose. And then getting some detailing going. So as far as that's concerned, like we could come into here and get the paint tools and start to kind of roughen this place up a little bit. So we've got like dirt, and you certainly don't want to have grass in this area, you know. So any semblance of grass in and around. We could always come back in, even like a little bit of around the edges here. Like that. And then up onto here. Start with, I think we'll start with the foundation of dirt, right? And then what we can do is accent on top of that. Like that. And then what else do we have? We have gravel. Gonna want to make the brush size significantly smaller. And then you could have like gravel around the edges of the roads, maybe. Kind of a weird look there. I'm not sure if we can do anything about that. Brush size a little bit bigger. So if we get a little bit of gravel around the edges, like this. It's too bad it doesn't look like you can paint really a whole lot of the texture in there, just around the edges. That. And then what else do we have? Rock, scree. Scree doesn't look too bad. How's a rock look? Get a little bit of both. They're not both ain't bad, you know. Maybe the rock up higher. Like that. And along here. You want this to all be rock. You don't want the grass in along here. Like that. And then this other stuff, this scree, kind of blended in around the edges of that. Like that. And then maybe come back to the dirt and just go strength inside and just put little bits of the dirt around the edges. Before it progresses into the grass. And then I think I'd probably do a lot of trees and stuff in around the edges of that. And then same thing up here. I think you want probably the rock, strength, probably the rock, like that. And then from there, you probably want more of the scree and some more dirt, and that pretty much finishes that off. So you can just kind of dabble, right? You just play with your strength, your brush strengths, so you're not adding too much of any one thing. in certain areas. Even the lightest little bits of grass poking through isn't going to hurt too much. Like that. And it starts to look pretty good. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to come back next episode, and I'll have some more of this done, and we'll have it kind of dolled up real nice and pretty for you. And we'll start to get the iron and the coal on the move. Start making the steel, so we can start making the machines. Lots of work to do, folks. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.